and communication practitioners in Nigeria. About a decade ago, it commenced the undergraduate programs, and currently we have a combination of first degrees, MScs, and PhD in various areas of media and communication. You agree with me that given this number of years of engagement with the industry and conducting research, it couldn't help but be concerned for practitioners of media and communication, as well as media and communication scholars, what they must be experiencing, given the rapid evolution in the space of media and communication. And so I decided to have this monthly virtual series where the town and gown will get to productively engage more frequently. And through this sort of engagements, we get to gain insights into the trends in the industry, the challenges, and hoping that such insight may even inspire areas of research interest. And also we get to share novel findings from research with the industry, hoping that that too can support the industry adapt best practices in delivering their work. Now, we're also aware that media and communication has become increasingly an area of interest for all, organizations trying to more strategically use communication. And then with the flexibility that technology provides us, we have a lot of individuals who have taken media and communication as a hobby, and then we have amateurs and all of that. It becomes more important to distinguish professionals from the bunch by improving quality and adding value to what it is that we do. So we don't necessarily have to wait for conferences to engage, but every month we come here and then we look at all the areas that concern the subsectors in media and communication, public relations, advertising, strategic communication, development communication. We share our common concerns and forge a way forward just to ensure that communication plays the role that is expected of it as what enables advancement in society. So for our curtain raiser, we're looking at artificial intelligence. This is becoming an area of interest for all, with countries investing a lot of money only for the reason that AI enables efficiency while cutting cost. Recently, I had the privilege of engaging with researchers, with media and communication practitioners across 3 West African countries, and I can authoritatively say that journalists are using AI in doing their work. Now, while they appreciate the value addition that AI brings, they have fears, unfounded fears, if I may add. Now, this has informed the topic for this first edition of SMC Discourse. And so we have an expert, a tech expert, AI expert in particular, in that space of communication to talk to us about how we can go about leveraging AI as a strategic ally, or and look at all the fears around AI being a threat and how to navigate all of that. He's Mr. Celestine Achi. So I'm going to quickly try to read to us his bios before he takes the floor. Thank you, and welcome again. Pop Mr. Celestine's image so we can have his bios running there. So let's get to see who this fellow is really. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Joshua. Dr. Joshua is a member of the organizing committee of this program. So let's get to meet Mr. Celestine Achi. He is a renowned expert in digital communications and artificial intelligence with over 3 decades of industry experience. As the leader of Seahand Media Communications, he drives innovations in digital public relations software, reputation management, and artificial intelligence automation. Achi is an associate of public relations, a member of the Institute of Management, consultant, and a fellow of the Institute of Information Management, among other prestigious affiliations. His expertise has been leveraged in government and the private sector in Africa. His passion for merging AI with public relations and communications continue to drive significant advancements, empowering global brands and industry professionals with innovative strategies and leadership. I present to you Mr. Celestine Achi. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay, your profile. We have talked a lot about you. We've heard a lot about you. So we've been waiting a while too. So we just ask that you proceed with the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I've actually been, sincere apologies for coming in late. I've actually been waiting at the backstage in my laptop. I had to eventually join with my mobile. So I don't know if you could probably share the presentation. So let me start by thanking Madam Dr. Margaret Mba for this opportunity, and also the Dean, Dr. Ikechukwu. Okay, so quickly, because of the time that we have lost already, I'll be discussing on AI in media and communication. We have a very strategic question before us. And the question is AI a strategic ally or a threat as far as media and communication is concerned? But then to answer this question, because of the time loss, I'll probably have to boycott the major trends, some emerging trends that I wanted to speak on. And I would just go straight to the basic question that we need to ask ourselves. And the first question is this. When you talk about AI, when you talk about artificial intelligence, and I want this to be as interactive as possible since I'm going to be speaking through the slides. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, would you say that artificial intelligence is a strategy, a movement, or a tool? When we basically talk about artificial intelligence, do we say it's a movement, a strategy, or a tool? Answering this question is not just about semantics, but answering this question is fundamental to getting to the basic answer that we need to have. So can anybody just quickly, I want us to do this as quickly as possible so that we can cover as much as we can. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, is it a strategy, a movement, or a tool? Anyone? Okay, in order to save our time, because we don't have that time, I'm going to answer it as we go forward. I think we should just go straight to slide 12. And I'll be touching briefly on the disruption of about the future of digital communications and the four major disruptions that are shaping exactly what the industry, what media and communication is all about. And the first of its kind is what I call the creatification of news. I mean, this was highlighted in the latest 2025 digital news report by Reuters. And in this particular report, it was pointed out that the battlefield has shifted shifted from where news organizations, media organizations aren't just competing with each other anymore. It's not mainstream versus mainstream. Okay, they are raising against artificial intelligence-driven platforms that are threatening their visibility. I mean, we could see that Facebook is no longer what it used to be. Facebook over the years has plummeted 74%, and so has Twitter by over 50%. Okay, and one of the most pressing concerns highlighted in this report is the fact that we are beginning to see the rise of AI-generated stories. I mean, just two days back, I posted a story on LinkedIn that talked about New York, a media house called Il Figo in Italy. Okay, that is now producing, that has turned their traditional newspaper to an AI newspaper. In other words, everything was written from end to end with AI. The editorial, the articles, the stories, and the list goes on and on. But that is not even the issue. We are also seeing the rise of the creatification of news. And this is a fascinating shift. I mean, it offers an alternative news ecosystem than we already have. And this is basically powered by digital twins influencers, not just the normal influencers, you know. We are talking about digital twins influencers. And of course, independent creators. These are becoming the mainstream. So it's no longer how we used to see them. The other disruption I want to talk about is what I call the disruption of media demography. The disruption of media demography in the next slide. And we are seeing the emergence of Gen Zs and Gen Alphas. And this is creating demand for technology services that offer convenience, memorable experience, and instant access to content. And you could see, if you match this with the report of 2024, sorry. In 2024, we were seeing the rise of the avoidance of news by this demography. I mean, breaking news is no longer breaking anymore. That is no longer attracting them. Rather, they are looking for perspectives. They are looking for insights. They are looking for stories that give them a sense of optimism. So the disruption is happening. So we are now seeing, and they are driven by what I call the 5 mega themes: the power of belief, the power of creativity, the power of commonality, and the power of sense and sensitivity. I'm going to break it down if we have the time. But then we also have what I call the disruption of media consumption. There are now more ways to consume content. Already we have what I call a fragmentation of media outlets, And this means more ways to consume content, from wearables to phablets. Just recently, we have Zach Mukaba talking about neuroscience, where an ordinary, bracelet can communicate with your brain using neuroscience, a form of artificial intelligence. And that's already making way. Then we have what I call the disruption of media communication. So we are not only having disruption of media demography or media consumption, we are also having the disruption of media communication. We are already witnessing what I call the disintermediation of the media. This means more sources of content. You create content in different formats. Okay, then we also have the disruption of media production. In this instance, AI is already defining and providing more and more variety of generated content. This means, simple terms, there are now more and more variety of content to actually consume. Okay, and there is also a need to understand the Nigerian youth target groups, because they also form part of the ecosystem that is shaping media and communication today. Okay, there's the concept of Afro-Imaginarium. Okay, they unleash the bold spirit of Africa. There is also that culture of humanity. It's about me first. that mythos philosophy. There is also that culture of storytelling that has mass and momentum appeal. Okay, then we also have the ego betapreneur. We have the Afrohedonism, and we can go on and on. But then these are the cultures that are shaping the media landscape. Now, back to what we need to discuss. The question is, are we embracing a powerful ally, or are we unwittingly welcoming a Trojan horse? That is the question before us. And I said initially that to answer these questions, if we don't understand where we stand in the previous question I asked about AI being a strategy, a tool, or a movement, then we cannot really be able to answer that particular question. Okay, but for me, in order to save time, let me just answer it quickly. I believe that AI is all three. AI is a strategy, AI is a movement, and AI is a tool. And understanding this multifaceted nature of AI unlocks its true potential in our industry. Okay, AI is a strategy because it becomes a guiding principle for decision making, resource allocation, and long-term planning. We are positioning it as a comprehensive approach to solving challenges, media and communication challenges. It's also a movement because there's a shift in paradigm, pushing us to constantly evolve, learn, and adapt. Okay, in fact, there is a video I wanted to share, and the video talks about how Nokia dropped from being an incumbent to a laggard incumbent. And I mean, people were asking, how can a brand that has been announced as the sixth most innovative firm fall from grass to grace within just a year? It's all about what we are talking about. If you do not key into the movement, into the innovation, into the emerging innovations, then of course there'll be a paradigm shift. You soon find yourself a laggard incumbent. But it's also a tool. It's also a tool because it's a means to an end, a way to enhance our capabilities and efficiency. And therefore, AI cannot just be considered a tool. Then you get it wrong. It cannot also be considered a movement only. You get it wrong. You have to note that for you to consider AI as an ally or a threat, then you need to know and understand that, look, AI is both a strategy, a movement, and a tool. But here come the new norms. Now, the media landscape we navigate today would be unrecognizable to professionals, to most of us, in a few years. In a few years. Just in 2014, Associated Press used AI for financial reports, and they still do as at today. That was as at 2014. Remember that AI started as far back as 1950. I don't want to go into that. Okay. Then AI became the industry standard in media and communication in 2023, not even 2024 or 2025. It became a standard now. Because by the time we begin to talk about AI capability in terms of being, in terms of artificial narrow intelligence, in terms of artificial general intelligence, in terms of artificial super intelligence, then we begin to see that indeed AI has since become a standard norm in the media and communication industry. I mean, just a few minutes ago, I was telling you that in March, and that was, I think, March 14th. Yes, March 14th precisely. Infoglio publishes AI-generated newspaper end to end. And we are seeing more of this happening. Okay, so in terms of content creation, in terms of AI becoming an industry standard, in terms of Bloomberg's cyborg system that analyzes financial reports year in, year out, in terms of TikTok's content curation, how else do you think? How else do you think that Isaac Mukabad, or most billionaires both in China and Nigeria will be, sorry, China and the US will be fighting over buying TikTok's algorithm. We are not even talking about the platform as a whole, just the algorithm. In other words, we are seeing the emergence of new roles in media and communication industry due to artificial intelligence. And very soon I'll be mentioning these new roles. And one skill set in the new norm that we must have, especially media professionals, communication professionals, and what have you. There are two skill sets, or three skill sets for that matter. The first skill set, I've often said it, and it has proven to be true over and over again, is the mastery of English, your ability to play with the English language, your ability to create that narrative. And the second is your ability to create a perfect scenario. And by the time we begin to have a hands-on, then you probably begin to appreciate what I'm saying in terms of having this skill set. Okay, going to the next slide. There is this double-edged sword. Okay, we are in slide 21 now. Sorry, I'm jumping through the slides. I'm trying to maximize the time. We are in slide 21. Okay, now AI is a double-edged sword. It could be an ally. It could also be a threat. It could be an ally because AI enables what I call unprecedented personalization. Unprecedented personalization. I can quickly give you a quick case study without mentioning the brand name. And this happened in 2023, not even 2024. So we have this client of ours, a subsidiary of, okay, I said I won't mention the brand name, okay, in the oil and gas sector. And they have this bad press. They have this growing negative sentiments and perception online. And they called us in that, please, can you help us mitigate this bad press? Okay. Now we were able to, we were able to clean up the digital footprint in the search engine report page. Okay. But there was something that became a very big headache. And what was it? We saw that there was a consistent mention of this brand in the negative, especially when you interact with LLMs. And what was it? We saw a deliberate effort by a company in India feeding LLMs with negative comments, with negative narratives about this particular brand. And I was shocked because I never expected that AI would change the face of, we change everything that we know about online reputation management. Now, it took myself and my team to deploy what I call the search remediation tactics in artificial intelligence. And we began to correct these narratives. We began to feed the LLMs with the right data set. Before now, we were probably battling with fake news. We are probably battling with deep fakes. We are probably battling with misleading information. We are also battling with disinformation. But the most difficult one is the rise of fake data. The rise of fake data. The question now is this: when we are now having the rise of fake data or synthetic data, as the case may be, what does this portend for media and communication? Whether as a student, whether as a lecturer, or whether as a professional or an agency, we are having the rise of fake data. What does it portend to online reputation management in media and communication? So we are seeing unprecedented advantages as far as AI is concerned. As an ally, I can tell you that I run what I call a growth PR agency or a growth PR consulting firm. Okay. And one thing I have found over the last 2 years is that there has been this debate. As AI come to replace our job, as AI come to take our job and all that. And I've often answered that, look, the future of AI in media and communication is not automation. Okay, for want of time, I can't talk about AI automation, AI augmentation and all that. But the future of AI in media and communication is not automation, it's actually augmentation. Okay, there has also been this talk. Are we going to lose our jobs? I say, I won't say yes, neither will I say no. And I'll tell you quickly why. Now, those that know how to control or manipulate AI are those that will take over your job. So it's with a caveat. Will it take your job? Yes, it will take your job if you behave like the laggard incumbents. But when you decide to adapt and adopt this innovation to your advantage, it becomes an ally. But when you decide to ignore the emerging trends, then it becomes a threat. In terms of threat, this same technology that is giving us amazing support. For instance, I don't pay 1 kobo. I don't pay 1 kobo anymore for media monitoring or media analysis or to deliver media reports. Okay, my AI digital twins does that. If we had time, I would have probably taught you and probably show you practicals how to do that. I hope we'll be able to do just one practical. So you see the massive improvement in AI. Let's go to the threats. I want us to talk about the threats. In terms of job displacement, AI's potential to automate jobs in media and communications is a threat. A threat if you do not know how to use it. Now, I am always careful not to assume. If I ask us in here, how many of us have ChatGPT? Okay, most of us that even have ChatGPT, we are not even maximizing or leveraging the several tools for media and communications that exist currently, including the ones that was even launched yesterday, the image generation 4.0 model. So it's a threat. It's a threat when we do not learn the needed skills that is required. It is also a tool for propagating bias and misinformation. So AI's role in spreading misinformation and perpetuating biases arises from the rise of fake data or synthetic data. Okay, then there is this concept of depersonalization. Its potential to depersonalize media and communication is causing that downgrade of the human touch. So these are probably the few threats. There is this. I don't know if you can play the next slide. I don't know if I sent you. Okay, I think I sent the PDF. In the next slide is a story of a video that trended online. Okay, about the governor of Ondo State. And of course, everybody was saying, "Oh, this governor from those state in UK messing up himself." In fact, it was one bad press during the Ondo election that resonated all over. That was, I think you see that in the next slide. In the next slide, please. Okay. So this particular video that you are seeing. We will not be able to play it since I'm not sharing my screen. But this particular video on the screen, that is a slide before this. this particular video on the screen, okay, is assumed to be the governor of Ondo State. Okay, but using our voice PR's tool, we were able to detect that this was a combination of deep fake and synthetic audio generated from 11 Labs, one of those AI tools. Simply a combination of deep fake and synthetic audio. And of course, you could see the result of that analysis right on your screen. So when we are talking about the evolution of AI in terms of being an ally, we'll be talking about automation. AI can automate routine tasks. What are those routine media and communication tasks? Probably media monitoring, brainstorming, crafting strategy, crafting tactical implementations, monitoring news mentions, analyzing sentiments, and the list goes on and on. The fact is that all these tasks can be automated. So in what way, what can we as media and communication do? So this AI, in terms of AI automation, serves as an amplifier, not a replacement. Because the human loop is still very important to do what? Check and balances. But then that is where augmentation comes in. In the checks and balances is where the augmentation comes in. We are now in an era, I mean, before now, we are in an era, we were in what I call the generative era. But now we are in the agentic era. And for me, we have to be careful of what I call the FOMO culture. And that's what I'm seeing as one threat in the media and communication industry. And what is the FOMO culture? The fear of missing out. And therefore, we begin to jump from one tool to the other. Okay, for me as a professional, okay, for my media and communication engagements and all that, I do not go beyond ChatGPT, Claude, and my own digital twins. Okay, and like I said, if we have time, I'll probably take you through it because I have just 6 minutes. Then we have that of collaboration. Then we have the ongoing transformation. Then I think at this time we probably will take hands-on, but because I'm not sharing my screen, unless you have your ChatGPT to share on your screen, then probably I can take you through that hands-on. But then let me just go forward. Now, in terms of the world impact, I want to quickly take us through some case studies because I believe they are very, very important in whatever we do. And the first case study, if you go to slide 14, or sorry, slide 34, yes, slide 34. There is this, we built, I don't know how many of us have heard of the National Orientation Agency. Now, part of their work is to, part of their mandate is to promote government policies, government programs, government initiatives, and what have you. And they are present in 774 LGs, local government areas. And when we looked at that case study, when they invited us, we said, fine, the only one solution that you need for citizen engagement and to ensure you do not lose sight of all the conversations or happenings in these 774 local governments is for us to develop your AI ecosystem. And we began the job of developing the AI ecosystem. Today, National Orientation Agency is the only agency that has the most robust AI ecosystem. They have what I call a conversational AI that we built. It's not just an AI assistant or an AI chatbot. No, it is an AI autonomous conversational AI that is able to tell, when you converse with it or chat with it, it will give you in digestible bits every single thing, every single policy, every single document, every single initiative that you need to know beyond what any newspaper or media house can probably educate you on. It also has what I call the collaborator, which is not public facing, which is back end facing, that brings together all the MDAs and all the ministries under one portal. In other words, there is nothing happening within all these ministries, all these MDAs, even across the 774 local government areas that the DG himself does not know or is not aware of. All with the power of AI. So what would have taken you almost 30 days or two months of time and effort to gather in terms of information and all that, AI is doing that in just a few minutes using the collaborator. Okay? Then, 3 pillars of AI power decisioning that we need to be aware of in media and communication if we really want to make it an ally. One is we need to understand that AI is ravenous of two things. AI is ravenous of data. AI is ravenous of algorithm. So if AI is ravenous of data and algorithm, when you see some big firms, some big brands failing in AI, it's because of one thing. The next slide. Data quality and integration. So before you implement or integrate AI, you need to ask yourself, you have to think of your data readiness. Think of data as the fuel for your AI engine. Just as a high performance car needs premium fuel, your AI systems need high quality, well integrated data. So in terms of data readiness, are you data ready? Since AI is ravenous of data and algorithm, do you have an SOP as a brand? Do you have an SOP as a brand that can be converted as your set of algorithms? Okay, then how do you intend to integrate the human loop? So assuming your AI is autonomous, assuming your AI is an agent, okay, that goes beyond your instruction. There was something I posted some 2 weeks ago. It's also on this slide on the I think in the initial slides. There's what we call the.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Mr. Celestine, sir. Sorry to interrupt at this point. Can you hear me, sir?
I hear you.
Okay, sir. We, for want of time, I don't know if you could wrap up things in the next 5 minutes. Yes, please. We are enjoying this a lot, but we lost some time to begin.
All right. So in terms of data quality, okay, there's human collaboration. There is also ethical governance. Okay, because of time, let me quickly address the elephants in the room because I think it's pretty important. Okay, some will say AI is too complex for my organization. That is false. The beauty of modern AI solution is their scalability. You start from where you are. You could even start from an AI-powered chatbot if you know the workflow in media and communication. Some will say we don't have enough data. Again, you likely have more than you think. Okay, the key is starting with what you have, with the data that you have. Some will say AI will replace human jobs. I think I have dealt comprehensively with that. Some will say we are not ready for AI transformation. The reality is this: AI adoption is no longer optional. The question isn't whether to implement AI or not, but the question rather is how to implement it thoughtfully and effectively. As a roundup, there are future trends that we need to take note of. Unfortunately, there's no time to discuss about that. 2 things: the concept of explainable AI and the concept of black box AI in artificial intelligence. Many say that AI doesn't have emotional intelligence. That has since been disproved. Many AI agents now, based on the way they are trained, based on the kind of models they are trained, now have emotional intelligence. What is left is native intelligence, which has not been achieved yet. Okay, then lastly, the call to action as a roundup. Today, I challenge each of you to take 3 specific steps. The first step: find one critical decision-making process in where you work that could benefit from AI enhancement. 2, Evaluate your data readiness for AI implementation. And lastly, create a cross-functional team to explore AI possibilities and challenges that you could think of. And I close with this particular slide. In 1997, when Deep Blue defeated Garry Kasparov, I'm sure some of us know who Garry Kasparov is, at chess, many saw it as machines triumphing over human intelligence. But today, the strongest chess players in the world are neither machines nor humans. They are teams of humans and AI working together, and that is what we call augmentation. This is our future across all industries, especially in the media and communication landscape. Not AI versus intelligence, but AI and human intelligence working together as a team to create the necessary workflow in our industry. Remember, every great transformation in history has begun with a single step. Today, in this particular platform, we have the power to take that step. The tools are available everywhere. The opportunity is clear, and the time to act is now. And I think I will close my session with that advice. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Mr. Celestine. Please, can we hear it from Mr. Celestine? Let's get some virtual claps for him, please. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. This has really been very insightful. If I were to go back to the journalists I interacted with, I would tell them that it is neither one thing or the other, but a synergy of AI with human intelligence. So it is indeed not a threat if we apply ourselves as we are expected to. So at this point, I'd like to call for one or two, just two questions really, so we can close up. If there are any comments or questions to Mr. Celestine, I'm going to ensure that we share the slides as well. Thank you. Any question or comments? Okay, let me also quickly announce that there's a survey in the chat box. You may take that survey. And okay. Thank you. There's a comment from Dr. Folakemi. She's thanking you. I'm sure you can see that, Mr. Achi. Okay. All right. Somebody is asking how to implement AI. I think we are going to continue this conversation beyond here. Mr. Achi, I'm going to find a way to forward some of these questions to you, and then we probably share feedback in our next edition. Our next edition of the program comes up on the 24th of April, where we are trying to extend the body of this AI conversation into blockchain and information veracity in the media. You may like to join us at that time, Mr. Achi, if you don't mind, and we will be able to answer some of the questions. But in the meantime, we can share the slides that he has so willingly shared with us. Okay. Let me quickly add at this point that Dr. Gina has a hand up. Dr. Gina, please, you may go on. Thank you.
Myself. Okay, I am just trying to unmute myself. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Achi. My name is Anguli Agina, and I am a lecturer at the university, Pan Atlantic University, that is. I have been a reluctant user of AI because I was just too scared of what it could do. Especially when I see images and videos on the internet and they tell me that it's AI. And also because in academic writing, we are very mindful of plagiarism and being accused of similar forms of academic dishonesty. So I tend to stay clear from it when I'm doing my own work. But one of the last points you made has really left me, should I say, unsettled, which is that the adoption of AI, excuse me, is no longer optional, but that it is how to integrate it into our work. And yes, it left me unsettled, but also optimistic for what it can do for my work and for my students and all. What do you think are some of the ethical considerations that we should keep at the back of our minds as we engage AI for different purposes, not just for academic writing? Thank you so much for your fascinating presentation.
Okay, we can't hear you, Mr. Celestine. I don't know, is this me? Dr.
Can you hear
Gina,
me
can
now?
you hear him? Yes, we can.
Yes,
hear
we
me
can
now?
hear now. Thank you.
Okay. Now, for those of us in the academy, in the academic world, now when you look at Gemini, okay, just about a few weeks ago, Gemini released a tool called Deep Research. ChatGPT also has a tool called Deep Research. Now, the beauty about these two tools is that when you use them for real-time research, I wish we had the time. I would have probably shown you a hands-on on how to use that. When you use them for real-time deep research, you will be amazed at how much hours of research work you would have saved. And the beauty about this is that they give you all the citations, they give you all the references that you should be aware of. And each of those citations and references are also tagged in the research content. And this is where AI augmentation comes in. So when you have such volume of research, in fact, the last research I did, they gave me, by the time I pasted it on my Word document, it came to about almost 60-something pages of research work that I now have to research, I now have to aggregate to exactly what I want to use. So Gemini has deep research, ChatGPT has deep research. So whenever, I mean, in the academic world, when you use the the concept here is for you to attribute, to give attribution to the sources that that have been used. So if I use ChatGPT deep research to do my research, and I have the citations and references, I think the issue of plagiarism does not come, because augmentation, the human loop, still comes in for you to exactly point your research work to the direction or to the strategic direction that you want to paint it on. Now, what you should be thinking of in ChatGPT, there's what we call the GPT. I don't know if we have time. Anybody would have shared their ChatGPT, that I would have shown you where a GPT is. A GPT is like an app. It's like a tool that you can create yourself. Okay, to talk the way you talk, to use your kind of tone. In fact, you can train it as your digital twins. I have my digital twins, and if you check through my articles on LinkedIn, okay, wherever CNA is my digital twins, wherever CNA was used or made a contribution, I give attribute to it. In fact, your question even becomes more relevant, because in 2025, in the 2025 report, or sorry, 2024 report, I think it's on slide, yes, I think that is slide 10. When you get the slides, you can go to slide 10. And the big question was, there have been multiple research studies that answer your question, that reinforce public's desire for transparency from the work that we do, especially with AI, when it comes to the use of AI in our work. So the question is, what is the right path when it comes to AI labels? AI needs to be labeled. Instagram does it now. There is something you post on Instagram. Instagram will probably give you that that pop-up. Okay, if it's AI generated, they will tell you, please say that it's AI generated. So how do we decide when to apply these attributes or these labels? and to which elements of our work. So how we implement it is now what we need to fashion out as those in the academic world. I don't know if I've been able to answer your questions. Like I said, if we had time, I would have shown you the practical aspect of it so you understand it better. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Dr. Agina. Dr. Agina. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you so much. Yes, that was excellent and helpful. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Achi. Now, let me ask all of us to quickly just turn on our camera so we can take a photograph, see our lovely faces, participants at this program. Can we just please turn on our cameras? Thank you. Dr. Joshua, we are ready for you. Do we smile? What do we do? Okay. All right. Can I have mine turned on? Yes, please. Please let us turn on our cameras so we can get this group photograph. Tolu, please. Mr. Celestine, let's see your handsome face. Dr. Anne, if you're here, please just turn on your camera. Thank you. Dr. Agina, I can see your beautiful smile. Thank you. Okay. All right. For want of time, can we just quickly do this so we can move on? Please turn on your camera if you're here. Okay. Dr. Josh, if you've taken the photograph, please let us know so we can stop smiling. Okay. Here. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Miracle. Please turn on your camera. Rachel. Bodex Sunday John. Please turn on your camera. Dr. Anne. Okay. Dr. Josh, are we good? Oh. Okay, so while we are working on that, I just like to seize the opportunity to thank our guest speaker, Mr. Celestine Achi, for doing us this world of good. I mean, putting all our queries and concerns to rest with this insightful presentation. We are more than grateful that you could do this for us. Thank you, sir. We hope that you keep your doors open for us when we come calling in no time, which I believe. All right. Thank you, everyone, for participating in this. Again, I'd like to apologize for the glitch we experienced earlier in the program, and hoping that we do better in the next edition of this program. Please do join us again on the 24th of April, where we come up with blockchain and information veracity in the media. When we talk about AI, we talk about misinformation and all of that as one of the threats. So let's see how we use blockchain to address information veracity. Join us on the 24th. It's also going to be a Thursday at 2 p.m., just like this. In the meantime, you can use the survey link and tell us what you liked about this edition, what you would like to see in subsequent editions. Thank you all for your time. I think the photograph has been taken. Dr. Joshua, thank you. Okay, thank you. Now, in the absence of any further questions or comments, once again, I say thank you for joining SMC Discourse. We are going to repurpose these recording, the video, and we're going to share on our social media platform. So you can hear Mr. Celestine over and over again, as much as I also share the slides, the PDF slides, yes, with us, so we can digest at our convenience. Thank you once more for your time. Thank you, Dr. Gina. Thank you, Falakemi. Thank you, Mr. Tolu. Thank you, Miracle. Thank you, Dr. Anne. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Dr. Obiaya, thanks for making this happen for us. Thank you. So it's goodbye now. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you, Kyria. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.